With the exciting news that the forthcoming Hamburg Wasser World Triathlon will also crown the 2020 World Triathlon champions, we look forward to the return of real-life racing with Germany's Justus Nieschlag. The 28-year-old got his best finish in the city last year with 7th place and then brought home the German team in silver with an incredible anchor leg of the Mixed Relay World Championships the following day. This year, we're of course delighted that the two-day Hamburg Classic has survived the coronavirus-affected calendar. So, what an exciting week we have ahead of us, Justus.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting, and for the Germans, it's also quite more exciting than for other athletes because it's home race for us, and normally there are a lot of spectators cheering for us. I think next weekend we are on our own, but maybe we have to get used to it. It's better than not racing.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. I mean, you must be feeling pretty good after Super League Arena Games win last weekend, and well, we'll come to that in a bit. But yeah, so this is it. This is a one-off World Championships. It's still a sprint distance course. You said you haven't really checked it out yet, but it's a pan flat bike. You know, there's 6 laps, just two hairpins at either end. How do you see it kind of panning out, and what's going to be your approach?
Yeah, well, I haven't been in Stadtpark in Hamburg where the new competition takes place, and I just checked the course a few days ago on the map, and I have to say it's not really technical, the bike course, but I think there are not many options to have the course in a closed area for spectators. So it's not technical. I think it's flat and fast. There are just I think one corner and one U-turn. So might be interesting how it's working on the bike. And I try to swim as fast as I can. And I think my swim and bike is not too bad at the moment. And I will try to keep the pace on the bike and stay away from the main pack. And that's what I try to do.
Nobody really knows at what point in terms of race fitness anybody else is, or even themselves, really, I suppose, to an extent. So you look at the lineup. You had a great shootout with Ali Brownlee in Cagliari last year. He'll be there, obviously. Mario, Vincent Luis. Is this, when you found out it was going to be the World Championships as well, and looking at that lineup and how last year went in the World Series with it being so wide open, there's 20 guys on that start list that could walk away with the world title.
Yeah, that's that's for sure. Yeah, it's really strong, and hopefully everyone is able to get to Hamburg. So that's really the quality of the field is like a world championship. And well, I haven't raced for more than 1 year, and last week it was my first race, so I'm glad that I could race before such a big event. And I think other athletes is doing nearly the same. So there were national championships in Austria. I know the Norwegian guys who are racing there, and everyone tries to do a race before World Championships. Because the first race in the season is always special. You don't know how your training worked over the winter, and it's going to be a tough race.
Have you been in an experience, not quite like this, but similar in terms of a start line where you're just completely unsure of where everybody else is at? Is this going to be as unique an experience as we predict it will be, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's unique. Even if you had some races before, I think it's not to compare with a normal WTS race, because I think virtual races is different, and also when you race with a time gap or like a time trial with 10 seconds or 20 seconds in between, it's not that normal race when you start with 70 guys and you have to be on the first buoy in front. I think the small lake in Hamburg is really small, so it's just I don't know, maybe 200 meters or so to the first buoy, and yeah, that will be a hard one.
So, to some extent, there could definitely be. Do you think people almost out of contention from that swim? Are you focusing more than ever on that first buoy and trying to, like you said, your swim has been very good.
Yeah, I think that's my tactic. So hopefully I can do the same swim performance I did in the pool in the open water, and well, I think when there are such a few meters to the first buoy, you have to hit it really hard in the beginning, and after the first buoy, yeah, I think the field is going to line a little bit, and then it's important to be in the front.
Hmm. Good that the first race back is a sprint distance, would you say, or does it make very little difference at the end of the day?
I think for me it's good. That's a sprint distance. So the first Olympic distance is yeah, always special in the season because it's a double distance. So you feel this during the race. So for me, I think it's better than doing Olympic distance. So yeah.
And could that favour the likes of you, or Helle Geens, who had some amazing runs last year, even Alex Yee, over someone like maybe Ali or Vincent Louis, who perhaps may on paper be stronger over an Olympic distance?
Yeah, I think there might be some athletes you don't have on your paper. Maybe they can swim the 750 meters quite well, and then they are in the first pack and can run really, really hard. And we've seen some running races the last weeks, and I think the guys are really strong. And yeah, so we have to swim really hard.
And I suppose maybe, yeah, will the pressure be far more on people like Vincent and Mario that could leave the door open? The way that a race pans out could be really quite different now for these first couple of races back as well.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't do a 5K run competition because I was injured. So my running is not that good. And that might be a little bit disadvantage for me. So I have to really focus on the swim. But a lot of guys, as you mentioned, did running competitions and trying to do new personal bests on the 5K run. So I think you can expect really fast run splits in Hamburg.
And I saw, so you're back with your training group. You've been in Portugal, is that right?
Yeah, I was together with Joao Silva, and in Portugal, yeah, we did a heat camp. It was really hot. So in Europe, I think, yeah, in every country it was really hot, but in Portugal, we have been on a place in Avis, and it was 43 degrees was the maximum temperature we had, and haven't felt something like this before.
Yeah. The amount you were sweating by the poolside, it looked like it was almost that in in the arena games.
Maybe that was an advantage because in the arena games in the swimming pool was also humid and warm. So yeah, I was used to it a little bit, and yeah, it was not too bad, I think.
And is that where João lives? Were you in his kind
No,
of home area?
no, he is from Lisbon, and it was 2 hours away from Lisbon, and was not on the coast. It was in the middle of Portugal. So we had a little lake to swim, and also a swimming pool. So we could decide going open water, going into the pool, and even the lake was on one day it was more than 30 degrees in the lake. So it was really, really hot.
Have you done that with him, just the two of you guys, before?
Yeah, we did this several times over the last years, but it was the first time we've been on that place training together. Yeah.
All right. How's his command of Portuguese cooking?
Yeah, it's a lot of meat. I would say, yeah. And they have for dessert, it's really sweet. So we are not used to it in Germany, but they have a lot of different cakes, and it's all with egg and a lot of sugar.
Right.
But I like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the sort of thing you need after a hard day of training, huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as Tokyo being postponed, has that played to your advantage, do you think, in terms of your own qualification hopes?
Ah, that's hard to say. Yeah, I can't answer quite well because we had the qualification race in Germany was planned to the end of May, and yeah, I think also in the beginning of the year I was really fit. So yeah, and now yeah I was injured, but yeah, I think it's hard to say if it's better this year or next year. So in Germany, we are doing yeah, a short triathlon on the team relay distances, and
Hmm.
it's going to be a time trial mode. And the first athlete who's crossing the finish line or who's the fastest in the end will get the last spot for the Olympics.
Wow. Okay, so that's
Yeah,
a totally kind of standalone event outside of the circuit. The
Exactly. So there are just a few athletes allowed to race who are able to qualify for Olympics or who are allowed to race the Olympics. So
Mhm.
I think it's just 7 guys and also seven girls.
Over recent years, there hasn't been a huge amount of consistency, I suppose, in the German team mixed relay team lineup, has there? Why is that? Do you think?
Um, yeah, hard to say. I think we always choosing the athletes racing for the mixed team relay who are the best in the day before in the individual race.
Right.
And yeah, when we were racing Hamburg, so I think Laura Lindemann and Jonas Stromberg, because they're already qualified for the Olympics, they are set if they're fine to race the mixed
Mhm.
team relay. And the other 2 places, yeah, we will decide after the individual race on Saturday. And
Mhm.
yeah, we do this for the last years. So yeah, that's the reason why we are always mixing up a little bit. And
When will that race be? Is there a date set for it yet for the qualification race?
not yet, but I think they will do it like this year. So some
Ah,
around to the end of May.
was it a similar situation 4 years ago for Rio?
Um,
Were you in the mix then as well?
no, in Rio it was a little bit different. We had to qualify over a WTS race, and I think we had to do a top 10 in the WTS race. And yeah, that yeah, I'm not sure about the situation in that year, but it was really hard to do. And I think there was Stefan Justus really close to that. I think he was 12 on a 12th place in Yokohama.
Mhm.
And normally the German Triathlon Federation would like uh, yeah, to take him with the federation to the Olympics, but yeah, in the end, no male athlete was going to race the Olympics. That was yeah, not that cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and for you personally, like, how do you feel about it being in a one-off race like that?
And I'm quite excited because it's a time trial,
Mm.
and so for me it's really good that we are doing yeah, or that you have to stay on your own. And yeah, as a strong biker, I think it's a little advantage for me. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward that race format. And yeah.
So next weekend, Hamburg, will it be the same situation? The top two men and the top two women from the individual race will race the mixed relay.
Yeah, I think so. So as I told, Jonas and Laura will be set
Right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
normally, and then the best female and male athlete in the individual race will go for the mixed team relay.
Yeah. So anchoring that race last year, when there were obviously huge crowds lining the streets and so on, that must have been a pretty amazing feeling.
Yeah, it's always special to race in Hamburg because it's normally it's in the city center and a lot of spectators cheering for you. So yeah, it's quite unique. But this year, yeah, I think it's a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you obviously had put in a great swim then as well to get in behind Vincent, and you were flying on a bike together.
Yeah, I think that was a key move to do such a great swim and going for a breakaway on the bike together with Vincent Louis. So yeah, I think we haven't expected to be on the podium, but yeah, in Hamburg for our home race, it's always special, and so you can achieve more than maybe sometimes expected. That's great.
Yeah, yeah, and that particularly that second transition, you were so electric out of there. You went helmet off, shoes on. Vincent went shoes, helmet. Do you always do it the same way round? Like, is that something that you just sort of mechanically do?
Yeah, it's mechanically, but normally I'm always putting the helmet off and then the shoes on.
Yeah.
That's normal for me because when I put the helmet off and put it into the box, then I'm next to my shoes, so I can put them on directly. And I practice a lot because I think on that short distances it's quite important to be fast on the transitions.
Yeah, small margins, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, are you into music, Justus? Does music play a big part of your kind of life and training and so on? Are you always listening to something, or?
No, I have to say not that much. I just sometimes when I'm on the indoor trainer and when it's a really long session or a long run outdoor, then sometimes I use some music, but normally I'm not training that much with music.
Okay, no, I just asked because we've got for this for the Hamburg Mixed Relay World Champs, we've got the new presentation music for all the teams when they are lining up. Yeah, so Team Germany, we had two options. I just want to play them for you, if that's all right, and so you can let me know what you think.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
See if you recognize either of them. Okay, first one.
Heute bin ich ziemlich gut drauf, zieh mich schick an, setz 'n Hut auf, die Rolex tickt, Mann, seh ich gut aus, hol mir den Kick, den ich absolut brauch.
Yeah, it's Peter Fox.
Ah, okay. That's good to. Thanks. I'm glad we did this then, because now we can change the name on the. But okay, so there was that, but the other option was this one. Riding through the monsoon, beyond the world, to the end of time, where the rain will turn, fighting the storm.
Oh my God, no.
Some pretty big hair on those guys.
Yeah.
Do you know them?
I don't know. I don't know the name, but let me think about it 1 minute. Yeah, I don't know, but it's horrible. No, thank you.
All right, good. Well, it's Tokyo Hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just sort of had a vision of like in the pouring rain in some race as that came on. But anyway, well, we won't tell you which one it's going to be. We'll leave that to.
Can't we decide now? I will go for the first one.
I'm afraid it's already very much decided, so you just have to wait and see if you get a little surprise if you're. Tune into Triathlon Live on Sunday, listeners, and find out. We're also looking for team names. Claire Michelle was talking us through the story behind the Belgian Hammers name that she had got from, I think it was a commentator or someone. Do you guys have like a little nickname does the German national team in other sports tend to have a nickname or anything, or
Oh, um,
putting you on the spot here?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. But
Oh,
next time we'll meet, I will think about it
just,
with the group, and maybe
yeah,
we can imagine something. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
not sure.
I quite like the simplicity of das Team.
Das Team. Yeah,
Yeah, has a certain ring to it. It means business,
yeah. I think
um,
the Olympic Committee is also das Team. So yeah,
that could be awkward.
yeah.
Mannschaft, is that team in German?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe Man und Womanschaft, since it's mixed relay.
Yeah.
It's not that catchy. I know it's not great.
Yeah. We have to think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
think on. All right. Good. Well, so Tokyo Hotel get a no, and
Yeah. Definitely.
so back to the important stuff. I want to obviously talk through the Super League as well from last weekend. It went great. Just for those listening who didn't catch it, it's still on Triathlon Live Watch Back as well. But it was a mix of pool swimming, virtual biking, and running. Can you just run us through the format?
Yeah. Yes, it was a mixture of real racing and virtual racing. So was 3 stages. The first one was a normal triathlon, swimming 200 meters, then riding 4K on Swift on the indoor trainer, and in the end was 1K run on a curved treadmill, also on Swift. And yeah, between the stages we had around maybe 3 minutes rest, and then stage 2 was starting with the bike, then a run, and in the end the swim, and the last stage was running, swimming, and biking. And yeah, for each stage you got 10 points for the win, 9 points for the second place, and so on. And in the end, yeah, the overall ranking was made on the points. And um, if there are 2 guys with the same points, I think the last stage was the one which was important for the ranking in the
Yeah,
end. Yeah.
yeah, and that, I mean, it actually boiled down to a pretty amazing final bike effort. It looked insane that there was a sort of a cutaway of you and Jonas's faces just going through the emotions. Yeah, have you done anything like that before?
Yeah, I already did one Swift race and then some other races on a different platform. So yeah, I was kind used to it, or yeah, maybe yeah, that was kind of advantage. I knew how to sprint on the virtual races, and but I didn't knew at the moment that I have to be 2 places in front of Jonas, and the technical or the tactical stuff. Yeah, I didn't knew the ranking, so was just doing all out and being in the front or trying to do my best result I can. So there was no tactical stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, the pool was obviously hot, or warm pool temperature. Around the pool looked incredibly hot. I mean, how how was it doing it in that environment, and also how do you see that as something that can be used and built on in the future?
Yeah, I think it was amazing. So I really loved that format because it's really short, and also for the spectators. I just saw the replay, and yeah, it's yeah, I think it's really cool to watch. And during the race for the athletes, it's hard to be up to date on which position you are, what you have to do. But for the spectators, it's just great. And I think in the future, when we are allowed to get the spectators inside of such arenas, yeah, I think it's huge. That's really great format for racing.
Given that you obviously you're seeing the wattages, you're seeing the faces up close and personal, and yes, it's very hard to do that during a normal race when you've got a huge train of cyclists and so on, but it does just help you think about how you present a live race and kind of try and offer the viewers that much more.
Yeah, I think you have a lot of data you can show to the spectators, and I think for triathletes it's all about numbers and material and that stuff. So I think for the most of spectators it's quite interesting.
Yeah. Had you used any of those? Like, had you had time to get used to the curved treadmill and even like hitting the plunger button right when you finish the swim? That could be the difference. Those split seconds. Presumably, you had to train on that a little bit beforehand.
Yeah. For the swim button, I haven't trained, but I recognized during the race, so maybe next time I have to train a little bit. And the curved treadmill was also just once before on a curved treadmill because I was on the camp in Portugal until Wednesday. And then I was on the curved treadmill on Friday, I think, and then Sunday the race was in Rotterdam. And there's a big difference between those curved treadmills. We have one of Woodway in Germany here, and it was so hard to run on the treadmill. I was so slow. After a few kilometers, I went to the normal treadmill and just to double check if my fitness is really that weak. And luckily it wasn't. It was just the treadmill. And in the arena games they used an external sensor to measure the speed, because also the speed sensor of each treadmill is not that so it's
not wonderfly accurate.
Not that accurate. So they used an external sensor, and I think it was really good idea. And the treadmills they had were a little bit smooth, so they were faster than the one here in Germany.
Yeah. Well, it's a good, so if there's positives to come out of this whole situation, then I suppose it's innovations like that are just potentially providing new little ways of thinking about how racing can be done, and being able to do it in places that therefore would never normally be able to hold a triathlon, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you have to force to do some new stuff, and then it's great, huh?
We are 8 days away now from that first race back. I can imagine everyone's going to be feeling incredibly excited, and
yeah, for sure. So for most people it's the first race, and when you check the ITU calendar, I think there are not that many races this year you can do. So everyone who can come to Germany and race will be here and giving the best performance you can do.
And between now and then, what's your you'll be at home just kind of relaxing, and anything special that you'll be doing or planning to do as part of the build up to Saturday?
I think the plan is to reduce the bike a little bit the next days and focusing on the run. Just trying to bring back the speed in the legs. And I think it's important, as we mentioned, everyone did some new personal best on the 5K, and so I have to improve my running and bring back the speed, and let's see what happens on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, can't wait to see everybody lined up there. Thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us today, and very best of luck for next weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much, and see you hopefully there.
So big thanks to Justus. It's all heating up to Hamburg, so don't forget to put next weekend, 5th and 6th of September, in the diary with marker pen. Saturday sees the men start at 4 p.m. local time, women at 6 p.m. And Sunday's mixed relay is at 1:30 p.m. You can watch it all, of course, on the home of triathlon, triathlonlive.tv. Thanks for listening. Join us next week for more Hamburg World Champs build-up with the one and only Flora Duffy. Thanks for listening.